It started as a rumor, a new object in the sky, not an asteroid, not debris, a sphere. Within hours, telescopes all over the world confirmed it. 160 kilometers wide, metallic, in perfect orbit halfway between Earth and the Moon. It wasn't moving like anything we'd launched. It wasn't moving like anything natural. At first, astronomers thought it might be a rogue planetoid, until sunlight hit it just right. Lines, trenches, panels, and then that concave dish. The world froze, because everyone recognized it. It was the Death Star. For the first few hours, every nation pointed telescopes and radar at it. Spectrometers showed readings that didn't belong to Earth. Alloys of titanium, durasteel composites, traces of hypermatter radiation. Hypermatter, the stuff that in Star Wars lore powers ships faster than light. In our physics, it's theoretical, but the energy signatures matched nothing we'd ever measured. The numbers made scientists go pale. That reactor, if real, produced energy comparable to a small star, enough to boil oceans. Then came the transmission. A male voice, calm and formal.
This is Grand Moff Tarkin of the Galactic Empire. Your planet now falls under Imperial jurisdiction. Comply or be destroyed.
The voice stopped. For the first time in history, every government agreed. We were in trouble. Military satellites confirmed the station's size and the faint glow of a weapon array across its equator. Space agencies ran scenarios. If it had the same power as in the movies, enough to destroy Alderaan, it would take 2 × 10⁻32 joules to tear Earth apart. That's the planet's gravitational binding energy, the minimum to unmake it. Every nuclear bomb ever detonated adds up to about 10 to the 18th joules. We were 14 zeros short of survival. But humans don't surrender to math, not right away. The Death Star turned slowly, its dish angling toward the Pacific. No warning, just a faint green glow. The beam fired. 8 subsidiary lasers merged into one central pulse. Satellites caught it live. The beam struck the ocean. A column of superheated steam erupted taller than Everest. Shockwaves circled the planet. Ships capsized. Tsunamis ravaged coasts. It wasn't full power, just a warning. A reminder that what destroyed Alderaan could erase us too. Scientists calculated the yield. 10 to the 29th power joules. 100 trillion times the Tsar Bomba. Enough to boil seas without cracking the planet. A gentle tap by Death Star standards. The message was clear.
Obey or vanish.
Humans don't take ultimatums well. Within hours, nations that once opposed each other shared data. The US, Russia, China, India, Europe. Everyone pointed weapons skyward. Thousands of intercontinental missiles retargeted for orbital intercept. SpaceX, Ariane, Long March. Every launch pad prepared. Operation Sky Spear. Humanity's first unified planetary defense. Hundreds of rockets ignited at once, streaking into the night like fireflies. For a moment, hope felt real. Then the Death Star woke up. Across its surface, green pinpricks flared, turbo lasers, thousands of them. Designed to destroy capital ships kilometers long, against our rockets, it was overkill. The first wave vanished before leaving the atmosphere. Those that reached orbit splashed harmlessly against invisible shields. The greatest combined firepower in history achieved nothing. Radar screens went dark. Command centers fell silent. And in that silence came realization. We'd just picked a fight with a mobile moon. 2 days later, the Death Star transmitted again.
Your resistance is noted. Compliance will prevent planetary annihilation.
But humanity had one card left: creativity. Beneath Colorado, Baikonur, and Hyderabad, scientists worked on Project Prometheus, a plan to send small spacecraft to strike the Death Star's super laser focusing array, the Kyber conduits that channeled its reactor energy, damage them, and maybe it couldn't fire. It was insane, but insanity was all we had. Over the next month, engineers stripped rockets, welded frames, and built 5 hybrid crafts, part shuttle, part missile. They named them Daedalus, Ares, Apollo, Osiris, and Hope. Each carried a warhead: kinetic, nuclear, electromagnetic. The goal: punch through armor, overload the super laser control lattice. Launch day. The 5 ships roared upward. For the first time since the moon landing, humanity looked up together. 5 trails climbing toward destiny. For 20 minutes, radio chatter poured in. Then silence. Turbo lasers filled orbit with green fire. 4 ships gone. Only hope made it close, within 5 kilometers of the dish. A flash, then static. The Deathstar remained. Within hours, it began to charge again. Power readings climbed, near full capacity. Government screamed for evacuation. But where do you evacuate an entire planet? Subways filled, bunkers sealed, people prayed. At 1400 UTC, the beam fired. Target, the Mediterranean basin. Satellites watched a continent vanish. Southern Europe, North Africa, the Middle East, gone. The shockwave flattened everything for 2,000 kilometers. Temperatures soared. Ash and vapor filled the stratosphere. Sunlight dimmed. A nuclear winter without the nukes. Billions dead in a single afternoon. The Death Star didn't need another message. Silence was enough. In the weeks that followed, Earth changed color. Gray skies, black oceans, fires visible from orbit. Crops failed, cities collapsed. The station remained above, unmoving, watching. Some thought it was recharging. Others said it was waiting for orders. But the instinct to survive didn't die. Underground, survivors from Project Prometheus began Operation Last Light, a plan to strike again from inside the atmosphere. A suicide mission using suborbital craft launched from Antarctica, where sensors might not detect them. It wasn't hope anymore. It was defiance. The crafts were crude, half-melted space planes powered by scrap and desperation. 2 were vaporized before reaching orbit. The third slipped behind Earth's shadow, hidden from radar. For a heartbeat, it seemed possible. Sensors detected an energy fluctuation on the station, maybe an impact. Cheers erupted in bunkers. Could we have done it? Then readings spiked again. Not collapse, but recalibration. The main dish rotated toward the line between night and day. It was charging faster than before. The station had learned. Every camera still functioning turned upward. The beam ignited. Blinding, perfect, merciless. It struck Central Asia, but geography didn't matter anymore. The energy equaled the full gravitational binding of Earth, 2 times 10 to the 32nd joules. The crust shattered. Oceans boiled. The atmosphere ignited. From orbit, satellites recorded Earth swelling as pressure ripped it apart. Fragments the size of continents drifted outward, glowing red. The moon's surface was scarred with molten debris. The blue planet, our home, was gone. In less than 3 months, humanity went from civilization to dust. The Death Star, unchallenged, drifted toward the edge of the solar system.